Hi, guys, and welcome to My Ex Appeal, Your Everything Divorce podcast. My name is Joey Camaro, and I'm here with
Mandy Baker.
And we are the friends that you didn't know that you needed. If you're listening again, welcome back. And if you are here for the first time, welcome to the party, bitch.
Joey and Mandy, everything divorce related. We can put the S back in your ex appeal. Joey and Mandy, the friends you didn't know you needed on My Ex Appeal, and Everything Divorce podcast.
Nice. So, Mandy.
Yes, ma'am.
We are touching on another special episode of a series we call Unhinged, where we give scenarios, never legal advice. We're not attorneys. We are mediators and we are divorce coaches. And we do have strong opinions because we're two opinionated biatches. Let's face it. So we give scenarios, and if you want to join in on the conversation, head over to our YouTube channel, My Ex Appeal. Don't forget to hit subscribe. Comment below on what you would do, and if you want to be anonymous, you can send us a DM on Instagram, and we will not use your name, but we want to know what you would do in these scenarios.
Yes, and I've got one for you today, Joey.
Okay, I'm ready.
You ready?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You've decided to get divorced. And in the process of cleaning out the house, kind of purging the house, right? You come across something, just a bunch of bag full of just paper. Something inside of you says, don't throw it away.
Okay.
So you're looking at it, table it, you're kind of going through it. And you're like, this might have some personal information in it. So I'm going to light a fire. I'm going to have a burn party. And as you're going through this bag, you find 10 to 12 credit cards that are almost maxed out, not in your name, that you knew nothing about.
So, Jesus Christ. 10 to 12? Are they actually credit cards or statements?
They're statements.
Not that it matters.
It's unfamiliar to you because you know the credit cards that you have. You know the credit cards that are in your name.
Are they in the spouse's name or just random names?
Spouse's name.
Okay. And they're all maxed out. First of all, you'd have to peel me off the floor.
I bet.
How much money are we talking total, though? Are these credit cards with like $500 on them?
Oh, no. I mean, they're not that big.
Okay, but still big enough.
But there's a comma.
Oh, Jesus. Okay. Wow. Okay, so
it's laughable, right?
So it just in a bag? Like a leather bag?
Well, it's like, think of it like a Lululemon bag.
Okay.
And there's just a whole bunch of old statements in there. And you're going through it and you're just kind of like, I didn't know about that. Oh, there's another one. And you just kind of, you kind of separate it, right? You kind of table it. I'm telling you what I would do.
Okay. So hold on. So first I would find a safe spot to make sure that these are not getting caught looking through these.
Okay.
But I would absolutely comb through them and see what the dates were, probably. How far is this going back, right? And that to make sure it's not like, oh, these are old credit card statements from like before I was married, maybe. I don't know.
The late 1900s.
Right. Late 1900s. That's sad.
I know.
So, and then I would probably go through to see what was on these statements. Like what was this being spent on? You know, like, is it vacations? Was it gifts for me? And I just, I got a diamond ring out of it and a Gucci purse.
I don't know if you'd be getting divorced if you got those kinds of gifts.
Well, no, maybe. I'm sure there's many people that got divorced. Ferragamo shoes. What else? Right? If it's all rad, I'm like, all right, well, he did spend it on me. But I would probably go directly to that person and be like, what in the actual fuck is this?
Yeah.
So, but I would be, I guess, depending on the divorce, like how it happened, like if it was a person that was just not trustworthy anyway, maybe there would be less of a shocker, like where, you already found out that this person lived a separate life or, whatever. But I would probably, if I was in a contentious divorce where we were using lawyers, I would use it as leverage probably to see
sure.
like, hey, like what is this a mistress? Is this, what is this? Try to investigate it a little bit, but definitely would confront the person.
Oh, see,
That's
this is
how
where
I would.
you and I are so opposite.
Okay. Well, I would be fucking pissed.
Oh, for sure. That I agree with you on.
Like I would be shocked.
Yeah.
A bag full of statements?
I'd be pissed
That's
too.
straight up shithouse, if you ask me. A bag?
A bag.
Okay, what would you do?
Well, okay, I'd be pissed too.
Okay.
And I definitely would find a timeline. Right? So I would find a timeline but I wouldn't confront them. I just knowing me, I would probably total up everything. And then when I went to mediation, I'd be like, instead of splitting your 401k or whatever retirement you have, this is what you owe me.
Right.
Here's the total.
Use it as leverage.
Sticker shock them there. Oh, what do you mean? Oh, well, what do you mean? Here you go.
Yeah.
These don't have my name on it. I'll take my debt. I'll take what I know I have. But this that I didn't know about is 100% not mine.
I want to know what it's spent on though, because if it's spent on furniture for the living room, that's different. I use that furniture.
That's true.
If it was vacations and stuff that person just went on by themselves, that's different.
I think I would still be so blinded by anger,
right,
that I wouldn't care.
Yeah,
because I didn't know about it. Right? Like, I would think that the couple would talk about how they were paying for the sofa.
Right.
Not wham, bam, hey, you've been sitting your ass on this thing that I paid for with a credit card you didn't know about.
Right. Yeah, I guess. I think I'm with you. I don't know that I don't necessarily connect emotion with the dollar amount. There'd be two different things for me. I would just be mad that I was lied to and there's a bag of statements.
Right.
That would be like one issue to address. Like, why did you do that? Which is in the big grand scheme of things, the fact that I'm like that probably isn't good because I'm the type of person who sometimes will never get my answer.
Yeah.
But I'll hop on it. Why did you do that? Why did you lie about that? Why does this bag exist? And it could just be like, well, because it did and it happened. Move on. But I don't. I obsess over things. Right. But I wouldn't carry it over into the dollar amount for some reason. I would just be more just angry that it happened and was it spent on. But I think like what you said, though, could be used as leverage to say, like, what were you spending our money on? Our money, unless everything's completely separate.
Right. That's a different scenario. Yeah.
Some people have completely separate debt and they pay. And so I guess the question too for this, did this person contribute to bills or did this person use the other person's money to pay off these credit cards or to rack up this debt? Do you know what I'm saying?
That's definitely something to consider. The other thing I would want to consider as the person who found the bag, if we were in that scenario, is how did you get this line of credit?
Right.
Because you have access to my social.
Right. Did they use you for it?
Is this a ding on my credit score?
That's
you know what I
true.
mean? Like, did you use my line of credit to get that line on that credit card that I didn't have access to?
What if they just say, no, it had nothing to do with you? Are you just like, okay, cool? Or if they said, I racked up all this debt, I still owe on it. It has nothing to do with you. I'm not going to ask you for anything. And it didn't affect you in any way.
Well, then I would go into mediation and I would say, then you owe Because I would assume that that person would be like, well, I can't pay this, I can't pay that because of this line of debt that I have.
Oh, I see what you're saying. So if they one time say, oh, I can't pay you that, you say, well, you could if you didn't have all this debt that you racked up over the years that I didn't know about.
Right.
Yeah. I think the biggest thing is that there was something going on where there was no communication. To find a bag.
Could you imagine?
10 to 12 credit cards is a lot of credit cards. We're not talking one or two.
Right.
I mean, Mark has pulled out a credit card of his wallet. I'm like, I didn't know you had that. Like, I didn't even know what that was. Yeah. But he's like, oh, I applied for it and I got it. Whatever.
Yeah.
It's not like doesn't even have a big limit or whatever. But 10 to 12 credit cards, like, this is a whole other life.
Well, and you're on a different level anyway because you're getting divorced. So you're going through mediation and then you find this and you're like, whoa.
That's crazy.
I just couldn't imagine. And then and then flip the script as the other person, you're just kind of like I would think I would be tail between the legs and just be like, oh my gosh, I got caught.
Right.
How do I use this as leverage in the mediation?
Yeah. I think my final answer is I would be overly reactive and I would go straight to that person because I'm a very reactive person. And very confrontational. And I'm not saying that this is the right thing to do by any means, but right. I would march right down the stairs and we'd have a conversation.
Oh, see, right I'd be snapping pictures with my phone.
No, I'd throw that bag right over my shoulder and I would march downstairs and present it all around the dining room table. Let's have a chat. What the fuck is this? That's where I'd be at.
Ballsy.
And then we'll discuss, did this affect me in any way? Then I'll start combing through. And if it affected me, then pal,
we got stuff to talk about.
Yeah. We're going a different route.
See, and I would just blindside him probably.
Yeah. No, I would.
Hey,
I would
what I found out.
I would love to know what anyone else would do. I would love to know if this, I think you have to be a certain type of person. And a certain situation. Listen, it's easy for me to say that I would march downstairs and present this, but if someone's going through a different type of divorce where they cannot confront the other person because bad things will happen, so it's easy for me to say. But I am confrontational.
I love that about you. I love being on your good side.
It's not good. I'll take these hoops out.
That's when I get scared.
I will take them out.
Ponytail goes up, hoops come out.
Yeah, it's happening. So that's a great but not so great scenario.
I know, but it could definitely happen.
It really could.
It really could.
And I'm sure it has. So if you want to join in the conversation, we need to hear what you would do in this situation. We need to hear. Please tell us. Head over to My Ex Appeal on YouTube. Click the subscribe button and then comment below. Or if you want to rename.
You can rename it. You can
rename it or remain anonymous. You can send us a DM. We won't say your name, but we would love to know what you would do in this situation. Completely unhinged. If anything, I'm unhinged. You're the hinged one.
You think?
So, yeah. Oh, yeah.
I'm sure there's a scenario that's going to come up and it's going to, the alternate.
You'll unhinge.
Yeah.
I'm sure. So during the conversation, and we will see you next time on My Ex Appeal. Thank you for listening.
Bye.
Everything Divorce Podcast. Boom.
Thanks to our listeners, sponsors, and our lawyers on My Ex Appeal and everything